Good morning. Oh, good morning, Sam. How are you? And good morning, Leslie. I hope everybody's well and warm. It's very cold, isn't it? I've not looked outside yet to see if we've got snow. And good morning, Natalie. It's lovely to see everybody arriving. And good morning, Chris. How's everybody doing on this Monday morning? I was in the middle of a dream when my alarm went off, and I was up dreaming about being on retreat, which I am at half term, and I just arrived in the shrine room and just kind of sat down for the input of the talk, and my alarm went off. And my first thought was, I've just sat down. I said, want to get up, and then realised I've been dreaming. Good morning, Sarah. How are you doing? So do you feel a bit bleary-eyed this morning? But never mind. Oh, I'm glad you're good, Leslie. We've got a couple of minutes before we start, so just get whatever you need. And if you're still lying in bed, that's great. That's a good place for a body awareness meditation. I'm glad you're good, Sam. A little tired. Yeah, there is no snow in Leeds. I'm in Leeds too. And good morning, Jenny and Philippa. Yeah, I think the original forecast was kind of snow for the whole week. I did think how we're going to move around, and but then it's changed, hasn't it? That there's not actually quite so much snow forecast. Where are you, Chris, with snow? Yeah, I mean, the positive thing about being online is that people are not just kind of local to York or Leeds, but we've got people all over. So it's interesting, we're all in different conditions. So you are in York. Oh, well, that's exciting. So snow in York, but not yet in Leeds. Okay. Oh, well, I hope you're all right with lots of snow in York all week, Philippa, on your boards. And I hope Pickle's doing well too, recovering from her op. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock. So if you can do the body awareness meditation lying down, then I invite you to do that. That's perfect and ideal. And if you're still in bed, cozy and warm, even better. Alternatively, as you know, you can obviously sit in your comfortable chair or in your posture, whichever feels best for you, just so you're as comfortable as possible and not holding on to any discomfort or tension that you don't need to at the beginning. And I'm going to start the meditation with a poem, which is a Mary Oliver poem. I know Shaki Bazaar likes to read the Wild Geese, but this particular poem was sent to me by a friend. I was talking to her once on retreat just about how kind of life was going, and it brought this poem to mind. And it's about being kind of pulled all over, kind of listening to other people's voices and trying to respond. So family, work, friends, relationships, and in amongst all of that, we can kind of forget ourselves and just get kind of quite exhausted, quite tired, and kind of pulled around into a bit of a different shape almost than the one that we would inhabit for ourselves. So it's just a reminder of kind of listening to our inner voice, our inner intuition, if you like, to just do what we need to do for us, which includes kind of taking this 30 minutes time out just for us, because just to keep kind of nourishing and restoring ourselves, and just kind of so we can actually bring about a little bit of stillness so we can hear our own inner voice. because we're all trying to be as kind and as generous as we can, which means going about the world, responding to what other people need. But in the midst of all of that, we need to kind of remember what we need too, don't we? And I certainly know I kind of can forget that in the kind of busyness of it. So just close your eyes or lower your gaze, and I'll just allow the poem to just kind of reach you, and then we'll start the meditation. So Mary Oliver, The Journey. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt like the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough and wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life that you could save. So we'll just begin by taking just a few deeper breaths. Just in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Might even want to make a sound like a big sigh of just really letting go. Just really letting go of those pushes and pulls, responsibilities. I'm just really going to come home to ourselves just for this morning's 30 minutes practice, just here together. See if we can bring about a bit of stillness just to listen to our own inner voice. So just taking that in-breath and just following it down deep into the body, just to help us really arrive and bring about a sense of stillness for ourselves. And then just make any kinds of obvious adjustments to your posture, just so you're as comfortable as possible and can just kind of begin to let go of anything that you're holding. If you're lying down, just really allow yourself to just give up that weight just to the ground beneath. And then just taking your attention to those points of contact with your bed or your chair or your mat. And just notice the sensations. Those sensations as our body meets the ground. Maybe the back of the body, our sitting bones or parts of our legs. And just really evoke a sense of the earth beneath where we're sitting or lying. And just see if we can take the breath down to the earth beneath, just so our awareness kind of drops below where we are. And see if we can evoke a sense of spaciousness beneath us that we can just begin to fall into. Just allow gravity to help us just really let go and relax into that space. And just at the beginning of the practice, just invite you to just ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Just what's happening for me right now? You don't have to do anything to change it. We're just acknowledging and just bringing awareness to any feelings or emotions that are just with us. And we're just going to allow any thoughts to just arise and pass, just kind of as if they're further away into the background. If we get a little bit caught up with what's going on for us today, then we can just try and unhook each and every time. Just come back to the breath and the sensations of the body. Almost as if we're kind of pushing ourselves away from the shore. So we're just going to leave those thoughts and responsibilities and pulls from the different people of the world. Just leave them on the shore just for 30 minutes and we'll come back after. Respond to what's needed then. So we're just going to imagine we're just pushing away from the shore and we're just setting sail, and we're just going to bring our awareness to our lower back. And just tune into the sensations there. Just breathing in, dropping our awareness to our lower back, and just breathing out to let go and relax. Seeing if we can let go of any tension or holding or tenderness with the out breath. And then just moving the breath and our awareness together. Up to the middle of the back. And allowing the breath to just massage that natural curve of the spine. So if we are sat upright, we just want that nice upright posture, but with a sense of kind of natural ease, that natural curve of the spine. So we've always got that kind of fine balance that we're playing with between applying an effort of where we're placing our attention or our awareness, and a sense of relaxation and letting go. So we can just kind of soften into the body in the practice. And we're always kind of making very subtle adjustments to that fine balance. And then moving our awareness to the upper back and just allowing the shoulder blades to slide further down, shoulders to just fall away from the ears. And just allowing the breath to just slide all the way down the back. just using the in-breath, just your natural rhythm of the breath, and then your out-breath, just allow it to just slide down, almost as if it's just gently pushing any tension or holding down into the earth. And just when you're ready, just move your awareness to your neck and the base of your skull. And just tuck the chin in slightly, just to have that stretch in the back of the neck. And just notice the sensations in the base of the skull. And over the scalp. And just see if you can just begin to let go of any holding or tightening of the scalp. Soften into those energetic sensations that go across the scalp. And just bringing to mind the spaciousness round the head. And if you're sat up, just the crown of the head reaching up to the sky. And that invisible thread. However we're sitting and lying, just imagine that limitless space, infinite spaciousness around the head. Just full of stillness and peace. And we can just evoke those qualities for ourselves. Nothing needs to be done right now. So just softening the forehead from any frowning, the temples, eyebrows. Just allow the eyes to just be soft behind the sockets. You might notice any different shades of light or even colours. And just noticing the sensations of the breath in the nostrils and any smells. And sensations perhaps tingling over the cheeks, the lips. And just softening your jaw. Maybe noticing any tastes in the mouth. Just being aware of the ears on the sides of the head and any sounds in your room. And we can just fall back into what's coming in through the senses. And just the sensations of our body and the breath. And just take the breath down the throat to the front of the body. And if you can, just place a hand on your chest area just to tune in how we're feeling right now. What's the feelings and emotions in the body this morning? And I just want to be known and felt. And we can just breathe in through the heart area, which is just at the top of the rib cage. And just allow your awareness to just fall into that space. Just falling into the heart area. Just keeping our attention there. Just getting that sense of kindness, unconditional love that's just inherent in our being and our breath and our awareness. That we can just kind of bask in and bring about for ourselves. Really need to look after ourselves and nourish ourselves before we reach out for others. If there's any tenderness or anything difficult in that part of the body, then just really breathe with that. The breath is inherently kind. So just breathe in and just acknowledge it's there. And just breathe out. Just allow it to let go into the world. And when you're ready, just take your breath deeper down into the lower belly. Just allowing your belly to just relax and soften, taking up the space that it is. And we can even begin to breathe into this area, taking the breath in through the lower belly. Almost just a few inches down from the navel and a few inches back. Just see if we can tune into a space. Where we can just remain quite grounded. It's a real sense of stillness and peace. Almost as if it's just the core of our being. That we can just rest in. Feel completely safe and nourished. Whatever thoughts are arising in the mind, whatever feelings or emotions are held in the body, we and just fall into the lower belly, and it's safe. We can feel nourished and still. And if our awareness moves away, we can just bring our awareness back with the breath. Just taking the in-breath and following it down deep into the lower belly. You might even want to place your hand on your lower belly, particularly if you're lying down. You can place both hands there. And just feel the rise and the fall. If you're taking the breath in and out through the lower belly. And you're welcome to just stay there. Or you can move to your sitting bones and your buttocks and perineum. And see if we can let go in the pelvis and the hips. Noticing the big muscles of the thighs. Seeing if we can let go of any holding there, down into the ground. And sweeping our awareness down to the knees. And the lower calves, ankles, and the top of the feet. The sensations of the toes. And just notice, do we just feel sensations in the toes, or can we feel individual toes? Just notice what your experience is. And the soles of the feet. And just take a breath up through the soles of the feet, up the legs, up through the front of the body. And then notice the sensations down the arms. There might be tingling, vibrational quality in the arms, particularly in the fingers, in the hands. Maybe a sense of warmth. And then just bring a broader awareness to the whole of the breathing body, the arising sensations of the body. And just see where your awareness naturally falls. A little bit like a feather just kind of blowing in the wind, and just see where your awareness lands. What wants to be known and felt in awareness. Just really allowing that inner voice and that sense of intuition, that your awareness will just naturally fall where you need to notice. maybe where there's tension or tenderness. It just wants to be known and felt before it can begin to let go or soften. And just spend what time's needed there. Just before bringing to mind any pleasurable sensations in the body. And just seeing if you can just really kind of ignite and fuel those pleasurable sensations to take up more of your body. Just breathing into the pleasurable sensations and just breathing out, almost as if you're giving them life to grow. So it might just be that sense of stillness in the lower belly that you just want to infuse to take up more of the center of the body, or the warmth or tingling in the hands that you just want to evoke up the arms and into the body. Or just the relaxation of the breath coming in and out. Or just stopping, just not allowing yourself to just be pulled to what you think you need to do or should do or what somebody else would like you to do. Just enjoy stopping. There's nothing you need to do right now. The journey. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles. "Mend's my life," each voice cried, but you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible. It was already late, late enough, and a wild night and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. So do sit or lie on if you'd like to, and that's available to you. Just to say good morning to Panda and Isabel and Em and Rachel, who just joined as we began. It's lovely to see you all. Yeah, as always, I say this every week, but I do very much appreciate you all arriving and meditating and practicing together. It's beautiful, beautiful Sangha. So do go well into your day. I hope you've got something pleasant. And do kind of, just bring to mind that we need to nourish ourselves and just stop. And that's not being selfish by any means. We do get pulled around by people and family and the world and work, and we get pulled into shapes that are not quite us. So just stop, because you're beautiful and you deserve it. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. So have a lovely day. Take care. Bye, everyone.